Hey guys, it's Ebony. So excuse the quality of my last couple of videos. It's been so long since I've used this big camera that I forgot how to use the settings, and I've just been playing around with them right now. So hopefully this video quality is better than the last couple of videos that you watched. But this video is going to be just a talking video, chit-chatting with you guys. I wanted to let you know how life has been for me since having my last baby. And I want to share with you some of the positive things and then also some of the struggles, and just kind of candidly talk to you guys. So this might be, I don't know, this might be a fairly long video, depending on how much I go into depth about different topics. So if you can watch it to the end, God bless you. And if you can't, that's okay too. So I had my baby back in November the 4th to be exact, and right now he's almost 5 months old. So the last 5 months have been absolutely amazing, absolutely awesome. And one of the reasons why is because of him. Now, when I had my other children, especially the first two, but when I had my other children, for some reason, I wasn't 100% able to just absorb the moment and really absorb what I was experiencing. You'll hear airplanes flying over, please excuse that. So I really wasn't able to absorb the moment and absorb what I was experiencing because I was just so busy, and I was just on the go and in school and working, and everything was so hectic, and I was just in survival mode. And I didn't realize that, you know, you'll look back and you'll be like, I don't even remember when he was a baby, or I don't even remember when she was a baby. And the oldest child that I've given birth to is almost 12. And so if I think back 12 years ago when she was a baby, I don't remember hardly any of it. Just very, very small bits and pieces of it. And then, you know, what I can remember based on photos. But to be honest with you, I can't remember any of her characteristics when she was a baby. Like the really detailed stuff. I know that she was outgoing. She's always been outgoing. She's outgoing now. But like the really detailed stuff about the things that she used to do as a baby, I don't remember it. And that's because I didn't know that I needed to sit in the moment and really absorb what was going on. So, because I've had experience in that area as far as having babies and watching them grow up so fast, I knew with this child, with my son that I just gave birth to, that I was going to sit there at, you know, points in times throughout his baby phase and just watch him and just look at him and just be purposeful in making memories about his facial expressions, his character, his personality, his likes, his dislikes, like all of this stuff. I just sit there and watch him sometimes. I sit there and lay with him sometimes. I listen to his voice. I just absorb every little detail that is possible because I don't want him to grow up and I don't want to forget, and I want to really enjoy this time. And I tell you, just that effort that I'm making to really be in tune with what's going on in the moment, here and now, not always looking to the future, not always thinking about, you know, what I have to accomplish in the future, but just being present in the moment. I will tell you that has made such a difference in just my overall happiness. And I'm not only doing it with him, I'm doing it with all my kids, because I realize at this point in time, with a 12-year-old, I also have almost 15-year-old, she'll be 15 next month, my stepdaughter. With kids this age, I know that childhood is fleeting. They will be grown in no time, and I'm not gonna have this time. It's so sad when I think about it. Like, I just felt myself wanting to cry. Like, I'm not gonna have this time in 20 years with them. Like, once it's gone, it's gone. Oh man, it's so sad to think about. It's so sad to think about, because man, I love these kids so much. Like, I love these kids so much, I can't explain it. And if you're a parent or even an auntie, big sister, you know the feeling. Like, so much of myself and who I am and what I do every day involves these kids, so they're like a big part of me. So I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I'm back. So I was saying, like, a big part of my life right now involves my children. So I want to make sure that I'm taking full advantage of this time and making the most out of every day, and really dwelling on the positive things that I'm surrounded by every day. And that has made a complete difference in my happiness. Now, I've been very candid with you guys, and I shared with you guys in previous videos how when I was pregnant, I suffered from depression, and that was a very, very real time for me. I'm not going to take anything away from that. That was a very real time for me, and I won't say it was because of the pregnancy, because I had those feelings even before I was pregnant. Although I know hormonal changes can increase those things, but that was a very real time for me, and what I felt was very, very real. So I noticed that with me not always worrying about what's going on around my family, but being focused on what's going on within my family, being focused on my kids' beautiful faces, being focused on my baby's beautiful face, being focused on their wonderful personalities, it has brought me such immense happiness that I can say that every day I feel just, you know, an overwhelming amount of happiness to fuel me, to keep me going, because it is tough. I'm not gonna lie, having 5 children, it is tough. It is not easy. It's not anything that I would just recommend. Hey, have a big family, because everybody has their own limits. God has blessed us all with a certain amount of patience, and not everybody's patience level is the same. Not everyone's tolerance level for certain things is the same, and that's okay, because we're different people. We were built differently. We were constructed differently for different purposes. My purpose and my life is not the same for the purpose that you were born to fulfill, and it's not going to be the same as the next person's purpose. We were all created with special qualities to fulfill the purpose that God intended us to fulfill in our lives. So with that being said, I don't recommend a large family to everyone, and I don't feel like everyone has to have 5 kids because I have 5 kids, because it is tough and it is difficult, but it is overwhelmingly rewarding. I will tell you, it is a rewarding feeling, especially when you're trying to teach them something and it's taking forever, and finally one day it clicks, and you think about, okay, when that child becomes an adult, they're going to be like, my mama used to always tell me that, and I didn't understand, but now I understand, or something to that effect. It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling to know that, you know, it's just a good feeling to know that I have the privilege and the honor of being these children's mother. So now let's talk about how difficult it is to be a mom. So motherhood or parenthood is something that you don't want to fail at. You just don't want to be a failure. But you can't go into it with the mindset that if I'm not perfect, then I'm a failure, because you're not going to be perfect. And I'm not perfect, and I have a perfectionist spirit about me, and a lot of the things I do, I tend to want to be perfect at it. And if I can't be perfect at it, I don't want to do it at all. I have that terrible quality about myself. If I can't do it perfectly, like, I don't want to do it at all. If it's not done 100%, I don't want to do it 80%. I don't want that. And that's a terrible quality, because that 80% is better than 0%, but sometimes I can't accept it. So with that type of personality that I have, a lot of times if I'm not careful, I will allow the voice of the enemy to allow that voice of the enemy in my mind to beat me up about all the things that I have not done correctly, all the things that I should be doing with my children, all of the things that I could be doing better. And social media is a terrible tool at making mothers feel horrible about themselves in certain situations, because you'll see this mother who's feeding her children perfectly balanced organic meals, and you got this mother over here that has her children in every sport you can think of, and their child is going to be well-rounded because she's in swimming and dance and soccer and this and that. And this mother who's able to go up to school for every single event and also volunteer at the school, and me with 5 children and working full-time, I can't volunteer at the school all the time. I go up there when I can. I definitely go up there for parent-teacher conferences, and I go up there for certain activities and programs that they're having, but I can't be up there all the time. And I'm not going to feel bad about it. Because once you start feeling bad about the things that you can't do, you realize all the things that you are doing start not to matter in your mind, and they're important. They are important. All the things that you can do and that you do are just as important, if not more important. So I learned not to focus on what I can't do, what I'm unable to do because of time restraints, because of financial restraints, because of it's just only one of me and 5 of them. I learned not to focus on those things, because in the end of the day, when my children grow up and they think back to their childhood, they're going to think my mother was present. My mother taught me a lot of things, and my mother did the best she could, and that's good enough for me. That is good enough for me. And with me being a Christian, as long as my children know about Christ, that's like my number one goal. My number one goal before them going to college and, you know, getting degrees, before them becoming successful adults, before any of that stuff, before them passing their STAR test and making a high score on ACT, and before all of that, and before them being star athletes and all that stuff that's important to people, my number one goal as a mother is that they know Christ, that they know the Bible, that they know the Word of God, and that they can stand firm in their faith. That's my number one goal. Number two goal is that I am present, that I am a present and active figure in their life. And when they look back at their childhood, they will never be able to say that my mother was never around. That's my number two goal. And then I have lots of goals after that, but those are the top two and the most important. And one of my children said something to the effect of, "Mom, why don't you ever hang out with any of your friends?" And then another child got to laughing. It's like, because she doesn't have any friends. So, you know, sometimes we have a joking type of relationship, and I let them joke, and they think they cracked a joke, and they think they got a one up on me. Whatever, I let them have that, okay? Because mommy doesn't have any friends. It's not that mommy doesn't have any friends, it's that mommy chooses to maximize her spare time with her family as opposed to with other people. There's nothing wrong with going out with your friends. There's nothing wrong with having me time. There's nothing wrong with getting away some time, and I think that's very needed, especially for mothers to be able to rejuvenate themselves. But me personally, I tend to maximize my off time, my downtime with my family. You know, if I have time, it's going to be spent with my family. And while my kids are thinking that I just am antisocial, it's not that. It's that I want them to be able to think back to their childhood and think my mommy was there. So I need to maximize the amount of time that I'm present in my children's life as much as possible when I have that time available. So if I'm off work and it's a Friday night, instead of going out with my friends, I'm going to be with my children. Maybe we'll go out together, maybe we'll spend time at home together, but I gotta maximize the time that I do have with them. And I'm okay with that. But it's draining. It is draining. It's draining because they fight and they argue like kids do, and they get on each other's nerves, and they come to me to break up fights, and oh, he did this or she did this, and it can be draining. But I know how to not let little things that are insignificant and don't matter. I learn how to not let them get to me, so that I'm focusing on the things that do matter. And some of the ways I do that is, one is prayer. If I need to take a time out, a 5-minute break, and go in the closet and pray to be able to come back out of the closet and do what I need to do, then I will do that. Prayer is important. I pray more than I even know that I'm praying, meaning sometimes it's just automatic, especially when I'm going to sleep and I'm waking up. Prayers just come off my tongue, because to me it gives me a sense of control over things that I have no control over. Some things there's nothing I can do to control with my physical body. It's out of my control. But with prayer, I feel like I have a sense of control over things that I would otherwise not have control over. So it's so automatic in order to keep me functioning and keep me going, because otherwise stress and worry would consume me. And at this point in my life, I told you I'm very, very happy. I don't want anything stealing away my happiness and my joy. And if you haven't realized, there is a heavy negative, low vibration energy that is covering the earth right now, that's causing people to want to kill themselves. There's so many suicides, especially on Facebook Live. There's so many suicides, so many people wanting to kill themselves, so many people want to kill others, including their own mothers, their own children, their own wives, husbands, and so many people depressed, so many people sad, so many people angry. All of this low vibration energy can be combated with higher vibrational energy. And how do you do that? Choose to love, choose to be happy, choose to forgive, choose to not dwell in negative situations. If you know a situation is negative for you and you can get out of it, get out of it. Don't dwell there. Don't sit there, because it's going to suck all your good energy out of you, and you're going to be left with that negative energy that can kill you, physically kill you, because that negative energy within inside your body, it can do all sorts of harm. That's why they say stress can kill you. Literally, it can't kill you, because it's going to shut down the way your body functions. It's not going to allow it to function properly. You might get all kinds of diseases or illnesses or things like that, because your body is not functioning the way it's supposed to function. So what was I saying? Oh, combat all that negative energy that's floating around the earth with positive energy. Volunteer, give, help people who are in need of assistance. You know, if you have disposable income, which some people don't, and that's okay, but a lot of people do, use that money to help people. You know, combat this negative energy with positive energy, and make a choice. Now, if you're suffering from depression, and I know that that's a real thing, to make a choice to be happy almost seems impossible. But what I will say is, do not give up. Keep fighting. Keep fighting. And every day that you're able to push through is a victory. And one day at a time is all you need to keep moving in the right direction. So for me personally, just to recap, I guess I really went off in different tangents in this video, and I really didn't get to details about what's going on in my life right now as far as the children and everything, but I think you kind of got an understanding. I'm happy right now. Having 5 children is a lot of work. I do have a wonderful husband who is supportive in every way that he can, so that definitely helps. But I'm the mother, and if you're a mother, you're the glue of the household. You're the one that keeps everything in order, and you're basically the one that's pretty much carrying everybody, carrying everyone, especially emotionally. You know, everyone comes to you when they need to unload emotionally, and that's okay, because I'm okay in that role. I love being a woman. I love having that job. I'm not perfect at it. Sometimes I fail miserably, especially with my husband. God bless him. You know, he doesn't hold grudges. He doesn't hold grudges against me, because sometimes I fail miserably, and I sometimes in my mind, and this is terrible, I'm not giving this as advice, I'm just being candid with you. Sometimes I fail miserably as a wife, and I'm more okay doing that than as a mother, because I feel like if I'm failing as a mother on stuff that I can control, then that's going to scar them. But I feel like if I fail as a wife, my husband's a grown man, he can handle it and he'll bounce back. And I know that's terrible, but sometimes I tend to lean towards, if I'm frustrated, then you know what my husband needs might go to the back burner, and what my kids need might go to the front burner, and that's terrible. Do not do that. I'm just telling you. And he even though it's not the best thing, you know, he doesn't hold grudges, and he's loving, and I appreciate him so much. I do. I appreciate him so much. But I try to make a conscious effort to say, hey, this is my husband. I'm his wife. I'm the only person in the world who's going to take care of him. Nobody's going to take care of him but me. This is my job. So, yeah, so it's tough. Yeah, having the kids are tough, but there's so many blessings that come out of just being around them. And we've learned to balance responsibilities in this house. Like, the older 2 girls are so wonderful and so what's the word I'm looking for? So responsible when it comes to helping me with the younger kids. You know, they help me with baths, they help me cook, they help me pick out clothes for the kids, they help me with the baby. Even some nights, if I'm really, really tired, they'll watch. You know, they'll keep a watch on the baby while I sleep. You know, for a few hours. And you know, they're just wonderful children when it comes to helping me out, and I only can look into the future and think they're going to be amazing mothers themselves and amazing wives if I keep, you know, pushing them in the right direction. But what they're doing right now in the house, I'm very proud of them, and I'm very proud of them. You know, sometimes they don't always do the right thing the way that I would like them to do it. Not 100% of the time, but who will? No one does. So I will take the effort that they put forward, and I'm very thankful for them. So we balance responsibilities do the best we can and just take one day at a time. One day at a time. If I go to bed and there's things undone in my mind, I say that is okay. I don't stress about it. I don't worry about it. If there are things undone, and it's not life-threatening things, it'll get done when it gets done. But I have gotten into a routine to make sure, you know, household work is getting done, and I'm maintaining things like doctor's appointments for the children, school activities for the children. You know, I have to make sure, okay, I need to get off work early so I can go to this concert, this band concert, or I need to, you know, take an extended lunch so I can go eat lunch with this one. So, because I really want to maximize, you know, maximize what I'm able to do in the time that I have to do it, and not just say, oh man, I'm overwhelmed, I can't do it, this is not going to work. So I have a calendar. Let me go get my calendar and show you guys what it looks like. So this thing saves me, because I can put everything in this thing, everything that I need to remember, everything, every doctor's appointment, every event, everything I need to put in from work, everything that I need, I have it organized. Every church event, everything, I have it organized in here. And without this thing, I would probably, I don't know what I would do. So I'm so thankful for this planner. And I got it from Walmart. And it's the kind with the big boxes. Kind with the big boxes. So lots of space to write and fill in what I need to fill in. And that thing saves me too. So I think I'm going to end this video here. It's kind of long. But I hope you got the gist of what I was trying to say. And yeah, I think I'll make more detailed videos in the future and really, you know, talk about my life. Ooh, I would love to do a day in the life. I have to pick a day and do a day in the life. I want to do that one so bad, but I know that's going to be a lot of editing and a lot of recording. But yeah, I want to do that so bad, because I watch people's day in the life videos, not daily vloggers, but just random people who do day in the life, and I love watching those videos. So I would love to do one of those. Maybe I can get that up soon. Alright, I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.